no idea what I'm going to talk about in this video. This will be an expansion on that rant I just made, I guess, as I leave the cafe and struggle with meaning in my life, and yeah. Nothing makes any sense, yeah. And it's all my fault, yeah! Woo! Oh my god, that's amazing. Yep, I think I need more therapy. You gotta have love in your life. I'm not a sociopath. I never want to be a sociopath. I'm closed off, getting more closed off every day. Oh, not every day, but I don't know, struggle with that. I had an openness. I looked at the best in people. I surround myself with the more toxic the better, because I was able to, see the familiar in that, from only seeing that growing up and just embracing chaos, and then when my daughter died, I go, oh well, that's not good. I care about my actions, and I want to be a grown up now, and but then I struggle with just being overly concerned with being a narcissist, and I'm like, feel like I'm getting gaslit into thinking I'm a narcissist. I'm in rehab saying I'm a narcissist. I don't think any person has ever said that. If they're a narcissist, they don't say that if they're a narcissist, right? So I'm just like, I feel like I just put the weight of the world on my shoulders, and what I got as a reward was absolute depression, insanity, suicidal, loneliness. Then I had and I don't know that I deserve all this. I don't know that life is being very, very fair right now, and I'm trying to figure out the silver lining and the message maybe, but I'm I don't know, I feel like every day that goes by is me, as somebody I like to have, me and my happiness is, I think most people, but I think for especially myself, I like to be having momentum, and I had all this momentum. I'm working towards something my whole life, whether it was based in insecurity from parents, that doesn't matter, because I think a lot of people that have neglectful parents or whatever, they end up kicking ass because they have something to prove, and it doesn't ever have to be just like, this is bad. You can learn from stuff, and it can be a part of your character, and you can be a happy person. And so, having said that, I like to be very productive and better myself, and every day see if I can maximize the day. And that was another part of this insanity, is that I've penny pitched, and I never go out to eat, and I would save up all this money because I had a very immature girlfriend, and it was like, I got to save money for her because she doesn't know how to save, and I got to teach her. I was spending all my time trying to help her, and what the fuck was the point? And not only that, but I was saving all this money and not going on vacations. I haven't been on vacations in years, if you don't count a psych ward and rehab. And I haven't taken care of myself. I saw a fucking tooth missing. And it's insane, because now I go out for breakfast every single day. I go to the gym every day. I'm not working. I'm just bleeding through my savings. I lived such a crazy hedonistic lifestyle. I was so close to these, whether it was delusional or not, I believed I had this lifestyle that I thought I could keep, and I was going to turn that into something monetizable, and I was going to, whatever, at the very least be an influence or whatever, it's kind of vapid, but it's still more stimulating than being a bartender, all this, wage slave now that I understand the financial system and taxes and the whole system, it's never been worse to be a wage slave. Like I don't want to do it. And the point is like, I would have happily done it if I have a family, if I have someone to provide for. That's different. Now I don't have that, so therefore I don't care. I can't care about myself when I'm with someone. How the fuck am I supposed to care about myself when I'm not with somebody? In other words, I just white knuckling it. Some days I feel like I'm good. I'm like, oh, it's better to be alone than to be around toxic people, which is true to a point, but you don't hang out with toxic people if they're making you miserable all the time. There's good. Just like I'm a toxic fuck sometimes too. We all have our needs. We all have our ways of. I regret more than anything not having my boundaries and standing up for myself at the end of that relationship. It was just getting walked on, and I was getting walked on by everyone, and that, to me, that was like me being self-destructive again, saying, give me your worst. I deserve this. And people only treat you how you think you deserve to be treated. People will poke you. So I don't know. I have shame and guilt with that. I feel guilt. And the way I was living, it was like, what is wrong with me? Why did I do that? And then I know it's not just me. I didn't have any help. I didn't, when you're mentally ill, you need someone to step in. And if no one steps in, then I guess your life inadvertently falls apart. But the problem is now I got my shit together and I can't get my shit together. In other words, I'm back on track mentally, but the world has changed. Women have changed. The workplace has changed. I don't get it. I see the Ponzi scheme that is our financial system, which everything's based on. There's so much corruption now. There's so much, and you can think about it two ways. Like, I got bigger fish to fry. I don't need to go into that. And I would argue, yes, that was part of my collapse, was getting really into finance and BetterHelp books and just min-maxing my brain. And I took it way too far. But that doesn't mean I can just ignore things I've learned, which is one of the things I learned is this fractional reserve banking crap and how inflation is just going to keep going up. I mean, we're going to have hyperinflation. We're going to have that's not even that. That can be delayed forever, for a very long time. And it's something you can't control. So yeah, it's not worth bringing up. But it is kind of, there's a purpose in bringing it up to the extent that we are, working individuals. We need to make a living, and I've been, investing well, I think, and I've made some money that way. And so it's it's absolutely insane that I work so freaking hard for no reason just to lose everything. I just make horrible choices. I don't know why. I feel like I'm just undeserving. I in a relationship, and my ex even said this. She's like, you have everything. What is the problem? And I'm just like, I can have more. Nothing's good enough. It's fucking sick. You can always get a better body, you can always get more money, you can always get more friends, you can always get more lust, you can do more, make the house look nice, make this look better, like that. It's just a distraction. It was sick. And I learned my lesson. I used to go with the flow. I used to be a more free spirit, and buying this freaking house has been is absolute hell since I wanted the American dream. And now I'm stuck there. I I feel like I'm stuck. I spent too much time making it into a home for what? I literally destroyed my entire life. I don't even have a dog in there anymore. I watch TV, I go to the gym, I have breakfast, and now I've gotten used to this. So I'm like, that's why I feel like I'm not panicking all the time, because I'm not thinking about, enough time has gone by where I'm like, this is my shitty life now, and my mind is adapting to it. But I don't know if I want my mind to adapt to it. I like growth. I like chaos. I like not so much chaos anymore, but in theory, fun. I want to live. I don't want to survive. I was living. I just took it too far. I took it way too fucking far. I take everything way too far. I take working too far. I take sex too far. I take drugs too far. I take perfectionism too far. I take everything too far. It's not natural. It's not good. And it's sick. Like, it's insane. And I still feel like I want to get back with this person. It's better than the pain, but I know, my cousin brought this up, he's right. It's like, it's easy to feel like that when you don't have anything else to compare it to. You don't have any, well, but I do have stuff to compare it to. It's, bridge trolls and these women that are completely delusional about what their sexual marketplace value is, and that's not going to happen. I could have ruined my life so much worse. These recent women, and at least I don't have that vibe coming off as much, probably, hopefully now. But yeah, I don't know. That's part 2 to this rant day, I guess, is what today turned into. But I don't know. The depression's gonna kick in. I don't know. I guess I gotta find meaning in these videos, hoping that somebody is either getting catharsis out of this, thinking, hey, it makes my life look better, or it's another thing. It's interesting. Like, I don't compare myself to others. I compare myself to myself, which is what you're supposed to do. And when you destroy yourself, I mean, I fell from grace in the worst fucking way. I lost everything, and I lost everything. And then there's no road to redemption. Like, I can't move on with my life if everyone hates me and has an opinion of me that's false. That's what the scapegoat does, I guess. That's what I've always done. So, I guess, I don't know. I guess I have to endure. Slow my life down. Stay busy in the house, I guess. But I don't want to be busy just to be busy. I want to create something. I want to help people. I want to inspire. I want to take this darkness and turn it into something pure. And I think right now I have to continue down this road. I have to tell the story. I have to save people. Like, not save people, but I'm not doing that anymore. But there's a darkness now, like, in the world it's not good. And I'm the proof that there's nothing in it. There's nothing sustainable. It is like, I've never used these references about the devil or this or that, but it's like, it is like, I don't understand how people, like, how are we accepting this? How did anyone let me get away with this? Because it's, and that's what I like, is the gray area and, like, to figure stuff out or whatever. But, like, I don't care about that anymore. Like, it's simple is better. Like, just easy, simple. There's enough problems in the world. There's enough pain that is going to happen as we age and as we lose it, and as people in our lives die and we lose our jobs and we lose different things. We don't need to be chaotic. We don't need to be liars. We don't need to be hedonists. We don't need to be just lazy gluttonous. We need to have a baseline reality, and people start talking about like why you can't, like, it's common sense, but it's not so common. It's not. It's dark. It's dark energy. It's evil. And we accept it. Because you can't call people out. Why can't we call people out? Why? Like, it is what it is. You're hurting everyone around you. I hurt myself, I would argue, and I try to help, and you can't help people. But you can help yourself, and you can set boundaries, and I'm learning that. And that's not selfish. That's not bad. That's not narcissistic to set boundaries for yourself. It's crazy. I defended myself for so long as a kid, just fucking battling. And ever since I got into these relationships, so I was 22, I lost that. I slowly ate away at my, like, some parts of my masculinity. I was, in a relationship, and his friends kind of went away. It was just my first girlfriend. It was just her and I, and that was dark. That was hopeless, and that was unloving, and that's why that ended. And this one, it was so many women. That's another thing. We feel so bad for you. I've heard that a million times, like, or a bunch from other women when I complain. It's like, we feel so bad for you. It's like, I get it. That's good for me. I did some shit with women. Great. They sucked the life out of me. Sucked the fight out of me. It makes you weak. Just being, and I realized there's so many levels of, like, dark energy and, like, control that was a part of my relationship. It was just a battle that for control and supply, and no woman should want to have sex every day. Again, we feel so bad for you, but every single day, all day, like, it's all that you want. Like, that's not healthy. I'm built different. That's not possible. It's not healthy. You have to eventually go mow the lawn or something, and that's literally draining your energy, and especially if it's not love, it's trauma bond. That's when it gets really dark. And then you put drugs in there. You convince yourself that's literally the devil. Like, you convince yourself that what you're doing is good. That is the devil, right? Like, there's no better way to describe you doing something that is harmful, but you can't stop, and you convince yourself it's good. It's like wrong feels right. Like, that's like some, like, you can take that only so far until it's so destructive that you have nothing left. Like, you should have fun with your life, but that's why you need adults in the room. That's why being, surrounded with enablers, you can't have this shit. Like, that enabling people it's almost worse. You're kind of watching from a distance, and that's not okay. It's just really tragic. It's really, because it's a numbers game. There's so many people hurting. I am grateful for what I have, but it's not going to last forever, and it's not real, and relationships are real, and the numbers game is for every evil person, every bad person, it just permeates, and it just floats out into the ether, and it affects people. And I'm so sorry for my part in it. I exacerbated parts of it. I thought I finally had made it. My dream, which was living on misbehavior, which I was just in pure bliss. And look at me, everyone. Look at us. Look at what I achieved. Look at how hard I worked for this. I deserve this shit. No, I didn't deserve any of that. I was being manipulated the whole time and love bombed. And I thought I was so special. No. No, I just hurt people. I to the extent that I was showing off that shit. It's not a good life. It's meaningless. There's so little to be inspired by nowadays. What is inspiring? That's what keeps me going, historically. I don't know. We'll catch you guys later.